Hey, what's up, and welcome to That's Oatbiz, the podcast where we dive into the history of some classic flavors and give you a behind-the-scenes look at your favorite breakfast, oats overnight. I'm Lex.
And I'm Sarah, and today we're actually going to be talking about everyone's favorite ice cream flavor.
Vanilla?
No, cookies and cream. The history of cookies and cream is a bit more controversial than you would ever think. But before we get into that, I think we should celebrate with each other and our new audience that this is actually the first episode of That's Oatbiz, baby.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. All right, so let's start out. Now, it is controversial, the history of cookies and cream, because so many different people actually claim to have created the flavor. The story starts back in the day, but just to give you a little bit of a preview of what we're going to be talking about, we're talking about the 5 people who claim to have created cookies and cream ice cream flavor from the time of early 1970s to about 1985.
Okay, so this isn't just like the oats overnight history. This is like world history.
This, not even world history, American history.
Wow.
And the beloved flavor that is cookies and cream, that features a very, very famous cookie that we all know. I won't say the name, but you guys know what's in cookies and cream. That was originated in 1912. But the flavor of ice cream didn't come out until the 1970s.
Contradicting yourself. It's a strong start.
So the first person that actually claims to come up with the idea of cookies and cream ice cream is a gentleman named Steve Harrell from the Harrell's Ice Cream Shop out in Massachusetts. Now, you know about Massachusetts, right?
I know about Massachusetts. I don't know about Steve.
Now, Steve, if you don't know, is actually a very famous ice createer.
Ice createer? It's like mouseketeer?
I was thinking like chocolatier. I don't know. Ice cream guy. And he's considered the king of mix-ins. He was the first guy that decided to start mixing elements into ice cream. Because back in the day, right, you would order like a sundae, you would order your vanilla ice cream, your chocolate ice cream, and ask for like strawberries on top. Or you get everything on top of your ice cream and you mix it by yourself. But he had the idea of like, hey, let's serve this stuff already mixed in. He claims that he decided in the early 70s to start experimenting by adding Oreo cookies inside of his vanilla ice cream. That story is what he has said. He still serves cookies and cream ice cream at his creamery today, but he is not given the most credit when it comes to who actually created the flavor.
Why not?
Now that I could not tell. I honestly don't know. Like, in my research, it seems that he's one of the earliest people who have claimed it. He's very beloved in the ice cream world. But the one story that is most verified and most people back, it's the second people that claim to have created the flavor, which are the dairy scientists coming out of South Dakota State University. Now, we all know South Dakota State University.
I don't know who we all is.
Well, go Jackrabbits. They are very famous for many things, but one of the things they are famous for above it all, actually, I don't know if that's true, but the one thing they are very famous for is creating ice creams in-house. They have a very big dairy program at South Dakota State University that to this day, you buy local cheeses from them. You can buy local ice cream. They have over 60 flavors that they make in-house.
That's crazy. I've never heard of a college doing that. And I think that when I was 18, if I knew that my local college had a big ice cream program like that, I would have been the first to sign up.
I would have joined too. I had no idea people went to school to make anything. Like,
what do you mean?
There was a dairy manager at that time in the mid-70s, and his name was Cheryl. Cheryl is a gentleman, and he had 2 students that he was kind of showing the dairy ropes to. Before...
Dairy ropes?
Yes, the ropes of dairy. One night, he was working real late, so he decided to go to a diner, and he was like, give me some of that ice cream. They served him a bowl of vanilla ice cream with Oreo cookies right on top. Yum. And as he was eating it, he said, I wish I didn't have to do all this mixing myself. I wish it was already incorporated into the ice cream.
Leave it to a man to be lazy.
So he went home and he told the 2 students, all right, go to the local grocery store, go over there now.
Why did he say it like that?
Grab me some Oreo cookies, bring them back. And they did. I'm sure Cheryl was a nice dude. It wasn't like that at all. But
this is the dramatized reenactment.
This is the dramatized version of what occurred.
I'm sure you're respectful, Cheryl.
So they came back and they started experimenting. Bam, bam, bam. How much cookie should we put in it? What's the best balance? How do we make sure that the cookie doesn't get melted? Or not melted. Dissolved? Yeah, so it was a lot of back and forth, and finally they found the perfect recipe. And that was in 1979 is when they introduced it to their ice cream shop there. And if you go today, you can still get that same exact recipe at South Dakota University. So if you want to try the original cookies and cream flavor, head there today.
I'm on my way.
Yes. At that same exact time, a third person came out and also claimed that they came up with the idea of cookies and cream ice cream. And it was a gentleman named Ed from Eddie's and Dryer's Ice Cream.
Oh, yeah, I am familiar with that.
Now, everyone knows Dryer's or Eddie's, depends on what part of the country you live in. But they also claim that they created that flavor in the late 70s. There's not much of a story to it. Ed just says, hey, I created it, and they still sell that flavor as well today. There's no cute story. There's
no scientists, no students. Just Ed and a bucket of ice cream.
And a very similar story to that is the fourth people that actually claim to have come up with it, which is Baskin-Robbins. An executive at Baskin-Robbins couldn't find his name. He was basically someone who came to Baskin-Robbins with tons of different flavors and supposedly created these flavors. One of those flavors was cookies and cream ice cream. That is early 80s. So if you go back in time, let's do a little bit of a recap. We have Harold's. Then we have South Dakota University. Then we have Eddie's. And then we have Baskin-Robbins. And then at the very end, we have Bluebell ice cream. Now, Bluebell doesn't actually claim to have created the flavor, but they do claim and have probably so much credibility to them that they're the first people to mass produce the ice cream.
Okay, so not just like one little ice cream shop. It's like this is in every grocery store you're going to.
Yeah, they're the reasons why you and your mom and your grandma have been eating and enjoying cookies and cream ice cream is from Bluebell. So yeah, those are basically the 5 different people who have the most claim. Now, if I did a little bit more research on this, there's a few more people who claim to have created the flavor of cookies and cream ice cream.
Why is this so messy?
I have no idea why this is so messy or why, if you go online and you look at articles, everything leads you back to South Dakota University or Harold's. To me, what my heart feels is that South Dakota University created this flavor.
You know what? Speak your truth, girl.
Go Jackrabbits. And I've never been to South Dakota, but I believe that they're honest people.
Yeah, I could see it being more believable from like a group of flavor scientists where this is everything they're doing compared to a big corporation.
Exactly. Are you even a fan of cookies and cream ice cream, or is that just me?
No, I love cookies and cream. It's
okay.
Enough of that vanilla base to where it just rings true.
It just feels right.
Yeah.
And I think it was also interesting that like no one was incorporating cookies into ice cream before that. Like
so they say.
So they say. There's so many different variations of what the story could be. I honestly sometimes think that it was a group thought. A lot of people at the same time thinking of the same idea. So, yeah. But you know what's good about our cookies and cream flavor here at Oats Overnight?
That kind of like South Dakota, we built it with our team of flavor scientists.
Exactly. We know exactly who created it. I actually have talked to Allison earlier this week, and we're about to go into that interview right now, and we're going to learn about their struggles in creating the flavor cookies and cream.
Hi, I'm Allison. I am one of the food scientists here at Oats Overnight, and I am the formulator for the cookies and cream product. The unique thing about cookies and cream is that it was kind of a one-hit wonder. So I had been working on dark chocolate sea salt when I first arrived at Oats, and then I was working on coconut cream pie. And when screening flavors, I just kind of noticed I had set aside a chocolate one, kind of tasted like chocolate biscuit, so like a chocolate cookie. And then when I was doing the coconut cream pie, I started to notice those really nice like cream notes, those vanillas. And so just in the lab one day, I was kind of like, well, let's see, we don't have a cookies and cream flavor. Let me see how one works. And yep, threw it in the fridge overnight and then popped it out the next morning, had the whole team's approval. We had Brian come and taste it. He loved it. And so it went literally from benchtop to consumer in less than 24 hours. So we want to make sure that we hit that 20 gram of protein for everybody. We want to make sure that we include those whole grain rolled oats, and we want to get the chia seeds and the flax seeds in there for texture. So that kind of gives us a starting point. And depending on which protein we're working with, there is a little bit of a method to the madness. So in general, when we're working with the whey proteins, it is a little bit easier to formulate with. They tend to lend towards creamier flavors. So you'll see things like strawberries and cream, cookies and cream, and coconut cream pie, those kind of really rich, creamy flavors. Whereas with the pea protein bases, they kind of lend themselves towards a warmer baked good kind of profile. So you see flavors like cinnamon roll and strawberry rhubarb. So our flavors take anywhere from 7 to 12 weeks to hit mass production. It really just depends on the type of flavor and what ingredients we're sourcing for that flavor. Our quality team is fantastic, and what's made at the benchtop is truly what you guys get in your boxes every month. So when they are reviewing the product, they're screening every single raw material that comes in through our doors. They're making sure that the quality matches individually for each product, and then the end product as well. So cookies and cream is a great harmony between a glass of milk and a chocolate sandwich cookie and the cookies and cream ice cream that you find on store shelves. I think that ours stands out for a really great reason, and that's because it tastes true to food. So what that means is it really does taste like the cookies and cream ice cream or the chocolate sandwich cookie and milk. Whereas other companies, you tend to kind of find this artificial profile that comes with using artificial flavors and artificial ingredients, whereas we're really sourcing a chocolate cookie to put into our cookies and cream product.
Yeah, so thank you so much for tuning into our first episode. Be sure to follow us on social media at Oats Overnight. And if you'd like to see more about our flavors, head to oatsovernight.com.
And don't forget to actually subscribe and leave a comment here on our new YouTube channel.
And until next time, that's Oatbiz, baby.